Hey guys, how are you? Thank you so much for taking some time with us today. We are Vacate Mode Travels. That is Sarah. I am Alden. Today we're going to go into what resorts won't tell you about destination weddings. Now, we do hear from a lot of engaged couples. Is this something that I can do on my own? Can I book directly with the resorts? And what do you guys bring to the table that I can't do myself? And just keep in mind there are a lot of moving parts to a destination wedding, and there are a lot of reasons why you want to have somebody on your side. Remember, the resort works for the resort, we work for you, so it's going to be our job to guide you along the entire process, make sure that your decisions are precise and informed. So making sure that there are no surprises, because again, there are a lot of moving parts and you want to make sure it's done right.
So the first thing we're going to talk about today is you might actually spend more when you book direct with the resort. A lot of couples don't realize that. They initially want to book direct with the resort thinking they're going to save money. But again, back to the point Alden made about the resort works for the resort and not for you. And so when you book direct with the resort, you may not even understand the contract and the terms that you're agreeing to. We work with destination wedding couples all the time. We know this space inside and out. We know what to ask for and what to make sure is included in the contract. And we're going to make sure that you understand that and are informed every step of the way, because the last thing anybody wants is any financial penalties because they signed a contract with the resort and somebody cancels last minute and now you're on the hook for that. We are going to always set you up in a position where you are never going to be financially liable. We're always going to make sure that those payment terms and timelines are set up to protect you.
Yep. The only thing I would add on that is, remember, when we have those initial consults with you, part of our process is just educating you. What's the terminology we're looking for? What are the details within those contracts? Those are things that we bring to the table to you, so you know what you're getting into.
And one of the things too that a lot of couples don't realize is that you can actually earn free perks and incentives when you do a room block. And these are part of the things that we know and we're going to make sure are included in your contract and part of your agreement. If you go and sign direct with the resort, they may look at it and be like, oh, well, they don't know, so I just won't include it. Why would I give somebody something they don't ask for? We know what to ask for, and we're going to make sure that you get everything that you should.
Yes. Reason or item number 2 that resorts will not tell you are those hidden fees. They're called hidden fees, and we try to avoid that at all costs. We're going to let you know what the process is like when filling out that group contract and make sure that there are no surprises. We're going to give you regular updates to the deadlines and making sure that you're dropping any rooms that you need to, so there are no fees. If there's a ceremony venue or something that you're looking to get into, there may be a fee associated with that, and you may not want to know that after the fact that you've booked, so we're going to let you know and be transparent, everything up front. And Sarah mentioned before, that's really the big one, is on those group contracts. Dropping rooms, if you don't do that on time, you're liable to some large fees, and we're trying to avoid that.
Absolutely. The third point is you would be doing all the heavy lifting. When you work with us, we are going to walk you through every step of the process. I always describe this process like layering a cake. We're going to take it one layer at a time. But if you take us out of the equation, you're doing all the heavy lifting, which means a lot of times with resorts, they overlook the travel logistics. You have the wedding and the rooms, but they're overlooking, making sure that your guests are educated about coming through customs and how to get through and fast lanes and tips and what to bring and what not to bring. Those are all the things that we are going to educate you and your guests on the entire way. You don't want to be doing all of that heavy lifting on your own, because trust me, there is a lot, and there is a lot to inform people of. We do this all the time, so we know what things are important, and you don't want to be dealing with 150 phone calls from family members who maybe haven't ever traveled abroad before and are concerned. That's where you can send them our way. We're going to make sure that they're comfortable, confident, and excited for their travels, and that they're informed every step of the way.
That's a big part that we didn't even think about. That's not even wedding related. Yes, you're going to have a wedding abroad, but who's going to inform your 150 guests about what to expect when they're going through the airport? All those things that come with travel. Some of your guests maybe don't travel often, and maybe they've never been abroad, so they don't know what to expect. They have some questions. Maybe they're bringing kids. What are their what if they have any mobility issues? What does that look like? So there are a lot of ancillary questions that may need to get answered. You don't want to field those. We'll take those on and be supportive along the way.
And also, just for the wedding couple, you're going to have questions. Can I get my bouquet back? If I want to bring welcome bags, how do I get those through customs? All of those things, we're going to help guide you through every step of the way, so that way you are always informed and know the best way to do things, so you don't have any surprises or any, again, hidden fees.
Yes. Reason number 4, I keep saying reason. Item number 4 that resorts will not tell you is that you're going to miss out on a lot of personalized planning support. That is us. Keep in mind, when you book direct with a resort, you have no support until you meet with that wedding coordinator, and that may only be 30 days out, and that is not a great recipe to plan ahead with your florist, your photographer, your videographer, locking down those contracts and all that. Again, this is something you can do on your own, but that is not fun. That way, we help you along the way. We'll give you support as far as vendors for the venue, and make sure that everything is in place, prepare you so that when you do meet with that coordinator 30, 60 days out, you're ready to roll. All your decisions are made, and you don't really have to think about anything. You're just fine-tuning things leading up to that wedding day.
Another thing that a lot of couples don't consider under this point would be the fact that the resort is only going to give you the vendors that they're partnered and affiliated with. Where when you work with us, we are going to find the vendor that is the best fit for you. So if that is not the resort affiliated vendor, we're going to give you alternatives that are going to help you accomplish the vision that you have for your special day. There may be times where we encourage you to hire an outside vendor because you're going to get a huge floral arch and all of these florals, and it's going to be significantly cheaper. I mean, I'm talking sometimes like a fourth or a fifth of the price versus getting those directly with the resort. Now, that's not always the best option, but sometimes it is. And when you work with specialists like us, we are going to help you make all of those decisions that are in your best interest and ensure that your wedding vision comes together exactly the way as you always dreamed it.
Those are some of the big vendors, photographer. Maybe the resort offers a photographer, you just don't like their style, or you have a hair and makeup person, florist that you're going to be bringing and you want to use them instead of the one, or you just don't know where to start and you want multiple options. That's where we can help.
The next point is going to be, you're going to be the one troubleshooting on your wedding day if you book direct with the resort. We actually had this happen just last month. We were working with an amazing destination wedding couple in Costa Mujeres, and one of the vendors didn't bring their welcome sign. And so had we not been there, they would have had to go to the bridal couple on their wedding day, figure out what they wanted to do. So because we knew the couple so well, we had been working with them for over a year and a half, we knew exactly what they wanted for their vision, we were able to navigate that scenario on their behalf and end up with a result that they were very happy with. This helped them be able to just enjoy, stay in the moment on their wedding day, and not have to deal with that stuff. That is the biggest thing you are giving up if you decide to book direct with the resort, is you don't have a personalized advocate that knows you and your vision and is looking out for your best interest.
Yeah, and even if we are not on site, we can definitely give you some great insights as to how to prepare. Make sure that you have someone that you can go to, because the last thing you're going to want to mess around with on your wedding day is troubleshoot. You don't want to be dealing with problems. You want to make sure that you have somebody there that can help you get ready. Number 6, the last one, communication gaps can derail your planning. Keep in mind that if you are getting married out, not in the Caribbean, but you're in Mexico, there's a communication barrier there. Si no habla español, it's going to be very difficult for you to communicate with those people. And although they do speak English, a lot of times contracts and all that are in English, sometimes the verbiage, even if it's 1 or 2 words off, can give you a different direction or intent, a different message that you were looking to convey, and that can lead to errors or an issue down the road. So communicating with the resort, that's a big one, and we can offer that to you.
Yes, Alden speaks Spanish. Mi español se falta, pero but we can speak with them whether it's in Spanish or English. We can ensure everything is exactly the way you want it. We confirm everything, all the contracts, you understand everything. Again, just takes that communication gap out of the way and allows you to really just stay focused on the part that is enjoyable, which is planning your vision and making it come to life and working with somebody that you trust to do that.
The only other thing I'll add to that is that when you do hire us, we're going to be communicating with them throughout the day. So if you do have in general, a busy job, life, whatever it might be, you don't have to check your emails and respond or try to get somebody on the phone. We will do that on your behalf, and we will update you regularly so you know what the communication is going on.
Exactly. Our goal is to make sure that you guys have all of the information at your fingertips, very accessible. We like to be fully transparent, and we strive to always have a very, very quick response time, because we know that when you have questions, you want answers, and you don't want to be waiting weeks. You don't want to have to send 5 or 10 emails to that wedding department trying to get an answer. So you want us to be able to take that off of your plate and handle that for you. So if you are looking to plan a destination wedding, you don't want to deal with all of these complications that we talked about today, reach out to us, schedule a complimentary consultation. We'd love to get to know more about you and your wedding vision so we can help bring it to life stress-free.
Hope you guys have a great weekend. We will talk soon. Safe travels.